Hey, hello to everybody on YouTube land. This is Obi-Wan. This is my review of the ScaleTrains SD40-2 in Southern version, the early and the late. I know there's been a lot of complaints on some errors with this particular model. The two Southern engines that I received are perfect. I have not run them yet. I will be, adding DCC to them. That's why I got just the non-DCC sound. Another problem I had with the boxing is the two different fonts. Here's the early version, 324040X CNOTP. And the late version. As you notice, everything is lowercase font. Kind of weird, but I'm sure with a new company, they're going to have some problems. Now let's get to the models. This is the early version. Southern ordered two different orders of SD40-2s. The first order had no snowplows. I've been modeling the Southern Railway for since the early 80s, and a lot of diehard Southern modelers have been frustrated. Like I said, when I started out in the early 80s, the only thing that was available were Atlas SD or GP38s that were high hooded, and they were very crude models and needed a lot of upgrades. And then Athearn came out with SD40-2s, high nose or high hood, as some people call them, and they were pretty good, but they needed a lot of extra detail. The horns weren't correct. The water fill on the nose was not in the correct position. The MU receptacles on the end here were not correct, which these on the ScaleTrains are the correct MU receptacles. The late version had the brake wheel on the nose, and as you can see, a 5-chime horn. And this version was set up for RC control, as you can see by the piping and the extra antenna on the rear. But I haven't done any research on this, but according to ScaleTrains, this was never set up as a remote unit. On the early version, as you can see, they had 3-chime horns on the front and the rear. This is not a Loco Master, so it only had the one antenna, and you can also see the 3-chime horn on the rear, which is correct. The other thing is the correct lettering, which is the early Southerns had gold lettering and gold striping. And you can also see the walkway lights, which are the best I've seen. A lot better than the Southern version, or the Athearn version. Striping on the walkway, dual fuel fillers. And another thing that Southern people cry about is the sunshade, which are correct. Also, the vent on the nose is correct, and you can see the red water fill. The lettering is second to none. The paint job is second to none. The white is a cream color, not a bright white, which is correct for Southern. The couplers, they say, are metal. I have not run these engines as of yet. This is a visual review of these engines, and mine are perfect. Handrails, everything. The sanding lines, I could deal with them. As a static model, sanding lines are cool, but if you're going to run these, I would probably recommend that the sanding lines be modified. As you can see, this is the yellow later version with the yellow lettering and yellow striping. But if you're a Southern modeler like I am, these are very accurate. And I hope that ScaleTrains keeps up their quality, hopefully gets it better, and comes out with a second run with the Master SD40-2s, which will have, actually I think they have actually 2 firecracker antennas in the rear, maybe just on the G50s, but I believe they had them on the SD40-2s too. And the number boards will be white with black numbers. That's designated as a Loco Master controller. And another thing, the vent is correct on the top of the nose. And I'll do another, I'm going to put both locomotives on Lazy Susan so I can do a little move them around without the camera being, I'm doing this on my iPhone, so, and I'm new to this is my first video, so never done this before. I'm not no YouTube guru or anything. I just believe these are the best SD40s for Southern modelers that have come out to date.